Hello, I am back. I haven't actually gone anywhere. I've just been busy on the Project Nigel channel, which I'm sure you know about. I can't really see that anyone who is watching this doesn't know about Project Nigel. But today I was given a couple of beers and I thought I can't drink these without giving some sort of appraisal on them. So the first one is this one here. Some strange whistling noises going on. I'm going to have to get my reading glasses out to actually do this. Here we go. Yeah, that's a bit better. So, oh right, I can see. What we have here then is a beer brewed in 2017. Okay, right, I promised I wouldn't do any editing with these beer review videos because it takes too long. So unless I end up with a great big bogey falling out of my nose or I have a coughing fit, it would all be in one take. So let's talk about this beer. It's a bit difficult actually for me to read the label and have it facing the camera at the same time. So I'm not sure what that says. Oude Geuze. Oude Geuze at the top there. Tinnermams, the world's finest lambic brewery. World's finest awards. World's best sour. It's a sour beer at 6.7% and brewed in Belgium. And as previously said, brewed 5 years ago now. Now I'm told this is an expensive beer. I've never actually. Now I'm told that this is an expensive beer. I've never seen this one before anywhere. How expensive I don't know, but I didn't feel I could do this beer justice by just drinking it. You know, I'd like to talk about it as well. Maybe I'll find it super duper. Maybe I won't like it. Who knows? It's unusual to see one with an actual top like that. So let's stand back, or kneel back actually, because I'm actually not stood up at all. I'm kneeling down. This could be something very exciting here. It could be something not so very exciting. Gosh. That doesn't really want to come off. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, right. I was expecting an explosion then, but I didn't get one. And I'm kind of pleased by that. So, here's my glass. As already been pointed out, an incorrect glass. But you know what? I don't care. The only thing is though, this is a live beer, so it may just go a bit over the top with the fizz. So I have to be very careful with it indeed. There's a rather deep colour that. It's very, very rich. Yes. I do like a nice cloudy beer. It's properly fizzing away like bonkers under there. It looks like it's going to be very nice. Oh, look at that. Look at the reflection. You can see the reflection of itself in the glass. If I move it even closer. Yes. Interesting. Should we have a taste of it? Or should I have a taste of it rather? That smells getting to me quite a bit because it's one of these beers that does remind me very much of the homebrew days. Gosh. Wow, that's an experience. It is a sour beer, but that thing where your taste buds just start watering and exploding everywhere. That's what that's just done to me. That's an experience, that is. Gosh. Wow. That's almost too much. See what it says in the back of there. See what the instructions are. And do you know what? The rather sad thing is, even with my reading glasses on, I'm struggling to see that writing. Oh dear. The future isn't bright, is it? There's some very, very small writing on the back of there. That's too close. That's too close. And I can just about read it. 37.5 centilitres, which is a rather unusual size for a bottle of beer. It doesn't really say anything on the back of there besides what its ingredients are, but we know generally what the ingredients of beer are. But in case you don't, water. No, I can't read that. No. Malt. Looks like it says malt. A hop. Yeah, well, malt. That would be. It was just spelled incorrectly. That says M-O-U-T, which must be malt. And hop, which is probably quite a lot of hops. Ah, I see. Right, now, I'm reading the non-English version of it there. Ingredients. Come on, where's the English version? I'm an Englishman. I only understand English. Ingredients: water, barley, malt, wheat, hops. That's more than the first one. So if you get the British version of this beer, you get more ingredients. That's fantastic. That's a really, really interesting beer, that is. Now this beer is so sour, you can't exactly quaff it, but you can enjoy it. I'm a fan of those really sugary, sour sweets that set your taste buds on edge, and this is very much like that. I'm curious as to how it ends up so sour though, because I mean, of these ingredients, which I'm going to struggle to read again, water, barley, malt, wheat and hops, which of those is sour? It must have a bit more than that, because obviously it needs yeast to ferment and sugar to feed the yeast. So I wondered if it was a particular type of yeast that creates a very sour taste, but it doesn't seem to want to tell me about that. We need more information. It's jolly good though, jolly good. But it does remind me ever so slightly of an expensive cider. Obviously the taste is much more complex, but it's just something about that edge, that sharp edge it's got. It's as sharp as a freshly sharpened penknife. Maybe even sharper. I don't know. Never had a penknife. Well, I've got one, but I've got one at work, for work things, not for flicking around pretending that you're hard. Now the thing is, I don't know how much this beer costs, so I can't tell you whether I would actually spend my own money on it. But as it was brewed 5 years ago, all of that hanging around has to be paid for, which would probably explain why it is expensive. Ah, wait a minute. See, I'm learning something here just by reading. Belgian lambic beer of spontaneous fermentation, matured in wooden barrels and bottled re-fermented. Spontaneous fermentation. How cute. Oh, so maybe that's why there's a slightly kind of cidery kind of quality to it, because it doesn't need yeast in order to work. Very interesting. In fact, maybe I'm showing my complete ignorance here, because maybe that's what, say, a sour beer actually is one that spontaneously ferments. And the only people that are going to be watching this right now are people that know nothing about beer, because everyone else would have switched off at my ignorance. If so, well, I didn't know. I've only just figured this out, and I haven't read about it, so, except from the label there. Definitely a nice one. Thank you very much, Peter. The end. Happy to admit my ignorance there. I thought I would have a quick look on Wikipedia, the place where all things, are learned from. And sour beer is a very different thing altogether to the traditional brewing methods using yeast. Wild yeast, I believe. Spontaneous changes in yeast. What's that word that's used? It's where something spontaneously changes into something else. That. Mutation, that's it. Mutated bacteria. It sounds like the kind of thing you really wouldn't want to drink at all. But that's what makes it different. That's what makes it exceedingly tart. So, thank you again for watching it this far, if you have. You probably haven't.